Hello, everyone. Welcome to the News Browse News broadcast. According to a report from Al Jazeera, Israeli Finance Minister Bezalel Smotrich has formally called for the immediate establishment of Jewish settlements in the northern part of the Gaza Strip. During his appeal, the minister asserted that the Israeli military has already secured control over nearly 70% of the coastal territory. This statement marks a significant development in the ongoing discourse surrounding the future status of Gaza. The call for the construction of settlements in an area that remains highly contested further highlights the complexities of the regional conflict. Al Jazeera continues to monitor the situation as this rhetoric may signal shifts in long-term territorial strategies amid the ongoing military operations in the region. Al Jazeera reports that U.S. Secretary of State Marco Rubio has held talks with Saddam Haftar, the deputy commander of the self-styled Libyan National Army, LNA. The LNA backs the administration based in eastern Libya, which is currently locked in a power struggle with the internationally recognized government in Tripoli. According to the U.S. State Department, the discussions focused on ongoing efforts to unify Libya's military, economic, and political institutions. The meeting highlights Washington's deepening diplomatic involvement under President Donald Trump's administration, which seeks to resolve the political crisis that has plagued the North African nation since the 2011 overthrow of Muammar Gaddafi. White House advisor Mossad Boulos is currently leading an initiative to unify the rival factions, with plans to invite them to Washington to sign a final peace agreement if a deal is successfully negotiated. This latest diplomatic push builds on U.S. brokered achievements from earlier this year, including an agreement on unified public spending and joint military exercises. According to a report by Metro.co UK, an explosion rocked Monaco on Monday evening, injuring 3 members of a Ukrainian family who were walking past a building. The victims, identified as a Ukrainian couple, and their 13-year-old son, were struck by the blast outside the entrance of the Cuomo Foundation, a local philanthropic organization. The 2 adults are currently in critical condition at a Monaco hospital. CCTV footage reportedly captured a suspect dropping off bags shortly before the explosion occurred at around 10 billion p.m. Police stated that the suspect was seen fleeing towards the border of the nearby French town of Beausoleil. While the incident has not yet been formally declared a terrorist attack, Eric Ciotti, the mayor of Nice, called it a tragedy and an attack. Monaco's Minister of State, Christophe Mirmon, stated that it was highly likely an attack and noted that the explosive device likely contained bolts and shot. He added that, to his knowledge, this is the first time in history that such an event has occurred in the Principality. Police are currently gathering evidence to determine the motive. According to GG Press, China is set to implement the Ethnic Unity and Progress Promotion Law on July 1, a move widely seen as an attempt to tighten control and accelerate the assimilation of ethnic minorities into the Han majority. The law mandates the expanded use of standard Mandarin Chinese in educational institutions and requires religious groups to submit to Communist Party control under the banner of Sinisalgicization of religion. Of particular concern to Western nations is a clause that allows for the extraterritorial prosecution of foreign organizations and individuals deemed to have damaged ethnic unity or created divisions. This provision could target overseas rights groups criticizing Beijing's policies in Xinjiang, or figures like Tibet's spiritual leader, the Dalai Lama. In response, the European Parliament adopted a resolution in April calling for the law's withdrawal, warning that it restricts minority cultures and constitutes transnational repression. However, Chinese authorities have rejected these criticisms as, gross interference in internal affairs, and insisted that the law's extraterritorial reach is entirely legal and consistent with international standards. The U.S. Supreme Court on Monday rejected a challenge by the Republican National Committee that sought to restrict grace periods for mail-in voting. The court ruled that election officials may continue to count mail-in ballots that arrive after Election Day, provided they were postmarked by the established deadline. In an opinion authored by Justice Amy Coney Barrett, the court emphasized that it cannot expand upon the language chosen by Congress regarding ballot receipt. The ruling, supported by Chief Justice John Roberts and the court's 3 liberal justices, ensures that existing state laws, such as those in Mississippi, California, and Texas, will remain in effect for the upcoming midterm elections. Former President Donald Trump criticized the decision, labeling it a loss and renewing his push for the Save America Act, which proposes stricter voter ID and citizenship verification. Meanwhile, Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer praised the ruling as a victory for the principle that timely cast ballots should be counted. This report is provided by Shin Hwanet. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.